Today, I know we're all trying to deal with what it means to be locked down in our homes and determine in some ways some kind of new normal or trying to have a normal schedule. Well, this morning I was reading Mark chapter 4, and I would encourage you to read this chapter. At the beginning of this chapter, Jesus is standing in a boat teaching this large crowd of people, and he introduces the parable of the sower, seed time and harvest. And then he talks about another parable of a farmer who sows seeds and then goes after a harvest. And then another parable of the mustard seed. And his point was sometimes things that seem so insignificant can produce something so significant. And all of these great teachings Jesus gave the large crowds, and he taught his disciples. And then at the end of the chapter, there's a story where Jesus and his disciples, they get into a boat. Jesus says, let's cross to the other side. Jesus, he takes a nap on the boat while they're going to the other side, but a big storm comes up. And the disciples are experienced fishermen. They've navigated many storms. But this storm seemed different because as they were seeing the wind and the waves and water coming into the boat filling up, because they knew that if the boat fills up with water, the boat's going to sink. So they got to the place where they went to Jesus, they woke him up and they said, Jesus, don't you care that we're going to drown? They were at the place where they thought they were actually going to die. Now, this was not an irrational fear. This was a fear based on reality, based on facts. And yet Jesus, he wakes up, he rebukes the wind and the wave, and he quiets it down with his voice. And then he turns to his disciples and he says, why were you afraid? Why didn't you have faith? Now that might seem kind of insensitive for Jesus to say, or maybe even a little bit harsh, but I think Jesus was teaching something here. Not that the storm wasn't something to be concerned about, but he said to them, let's get to the other side. And I believe those same words are for us today. We have real challenges to face. There's no question about it. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of unknown about the future. But I believe God is saying to us, we will get to the other side. We will be stronger on the other side. There will, I believe, be an actual harvest on the other side of this, of people coming to know Jesus, coming to place their faith in him and have a relationship with him. And I believe that there's going to be a new normal. I don't think it's just about trying to get through this time and get back to the way things were before. I think there's going to be a new normal for us to figure out as humanity and how we connect with one another. But I'm excited to see how God's going to use this, and the way that we get through a time of crisis, the way that we get through uncertainty is we hold on to the Word of God. We find strength from His Word, and we figure it out together. And that's my encouragement to you today. Walk through this together with those around you. Be an encouragement to those people around you. Find ways to encourage people with your words and with your time, and together we will get through this.